Alrighty, welcome in NRL Picks and Preview with you for round 16 as we get stuck in the Origin in the books. We're heading to a decider, 26-24. The Queenslanders get it done over in a very wet Perth. Jordan Hughes with you alongside.
It's me, King.
Mate, I had to do the Origin show via remote. It was a bit sad. Missed you.
Oh, no, I missed you. I had some sauce brewing there as well.
You did. Let's talk about it, mate. Queensland 26-24. They just find a way. If that game went for another 10 minutes, they probably would have lost that game. But
Yeah, I know. That whole second half was all the Blues Nation, wasn't it?
Wow, 26-6 at the break, and the Blues crawled their way back. A hat-trick to Brian To'o. Munster was man of the match. I guess, what'd you make of it?
I was very happy with the Hammer scoring as well. I called that one.
You did?
Those were two good tries by the Hammer as well. Overall in the Origin, very disappointed. It's like I said in those vids as well. The officiating is getting in the way of the footy now.
Yep.
It's,
Was it 10-2 penalty count? Ashley Klein had it.
Yeah, within the first half, it was like 9-1.
Yeah.
Pretty silly, so many errors. I just want to see good, fair footy. I hate this one-sided thing. It's no good. But yeah, it was good to see that back end was pretty exciting.
It was. I was, as a Queenslander myself, obviously happy that Queensland won. On the picks front, we apologise. We backed the Blues. We did find some winners for you. This fella had Hammer and Tottle for a try. I did have Queensland plus at 7.5, so I got something there for the people. But decided made. But I think the Blues in Sydney, I think they're going to be way too good here. My early thoughts?
Look, to be honest, I thought the Blues should have won that game.
Yeah.
5 tries to 4 tries. Their kicking was off. Yeah, so this is what happened. In game 1, Nathan Cleary, 0 from 4 kicks at goal. Game 2, Lomax, what was it, 2 from 5 or 1 from 5?
Terrible.
If they get those kicks, they win. Let's hope we've got better kickers for game 3. And just to note on that, we've got Latrell and Stephen Crichton who kick for club too. So
yeah,
if you miss 1 or 2, trade them out.
Get
the next in.
I agree. Yeah, you're right. If the Blues play a full 80-minute performance on the weekend, on Wednesday, they've beaten them by 20. You know what I mean?
Honestly, it should have been that.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot to do with those ref calls. I think what would happen, there was a knock-on in Queensland's own territory, and for some reason they get a penalty, and it was marched down the field about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, it was questionable. But as a Queenslander, I was happy to see. I'm glad that Billy Slater got his moment, you know.
Happy for Billy Slater.
Yeah, he copped to the media, but Aaron Wood's an idiot, shuts him up, which is nice.
He is an idiot.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get to round 16. The action does continue, and they get started tonight. The Tigers, $3.20. The Raiders, $1.35. The Lions, 8.5. The big news, this one, Jed Stewart, son of Ricky Stewart, makes his debut.
On debut, here we go. Out for Tamale. Tamale's been so tremendous for the Raiders, so I'm excited to see Jed on his debut.
Have you seen much of him? Is he a handy talent?
Not once.
Yeah,
Haven't seen him. Yeah, tall bloke though.
Yeah, okay.
Seen a little picture of him.
Yeah, I'm sure Ricky will be nervous for that one. So, yeah, it should be a good contest. What do you think?
Look, the Tigers are struggling. Struggling Tigers against a forceful Raiders. Raiders are hella impressive. Both teams off a bye. Tigers get Jerome Luai back. I do like a few of their members.
Yep.
What's his name? Terrell May.
Yep.
Coruscant, Buller at the back. Skelton, we like him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's strong when they're on. And what's the winger name? Turanuva.
They do have some strike power out wide. They can get it done. It is going to be played in Sydney as well. There's a couple of stats for you. Canberra have covered the last 9 of 10, so they're a covering machine for the people. You mentioned him, Drell Skelton. Scored his last 3 home games, if you like a little sprinkle on the big man out wide.
Well, what I do like is Jed Stewart, like you touched on. He's starting left wing for Raiders. And I know the Tigers like to strike that way with Turanuva. So I think Turanuva's in for a try out there on Jed Stewart.
There we go. So let's get straight into it. What do you reckon, mate?
Look, the way Raiders play, they're fairly resilient, and I just don't think Tigers can keep up. I've got the Raiders for a definite win for me. Raiders minus 9.5, and I'm going to be aiming between the ranges of 10 to 20 win by.
Yeah, I'm going to join you. I think the Raiders do get the W here. I think Tigers push them early, but the Raiders skip away late. Raiders to win for me. Raiders minus the 8.5, and I'll go Skelton for a bit of meat as well.
Oh, nice. He's good.
Yeah, finds a way through. All right, let's go now to across the ditch. The Warriors, $1.24. The Panthers, $4.10. The Lions, 13.5. Obviously, this is a tough road trip. None of the Origin stars will back up for the Panthers.
That's it. Top of the table Warriors versus bottom of the table Penrith.
Crazy.
Yeah, like you said, no Origin players. No Cleary, To'o, Martin, Edwards, Yo. That's the whole pack.
Yep.
On the other end, no Catewell, who's been a shining light, and no Barnett.
Yeah, so both sides missing some cattle. Here's one for you, mate. So this is like the record for the Warriors. They've got the most hyphenated surnames in a team ever. So they've got 7.
Interesting.
So Fisher Harris, Toolbuster Sheck, Nickel Kostat, all of them.
Yeah, Charles Harris Tavita.
Yep.
I've got, yeah.
It's a commentary nightmare.
Tenera Smith
Yep.
the off the bench.
They got 7.
Crazy.
I know. There you
That's
go.
a great stat. 7 tries for 7 wins.
Well, you never know. Stats for you. The Panthers do like being the underdog. They've covered the last 6. 8 of 9 New Zealand games have gone under the total points. Normally a bit of a grind in the wet over there. And as you said, Panthers have scored the last 11 to 20 points in the last 4 or 5 at Go Media Stadium. So they always get stuck in that little window.
Yeah, very nice. Look, I think it's different this time around. A different Panthers lineup. 2 rookie halves. I think it's Schneider and Blaise Talangi with Dan Laurie at the back. He's been in not the best form. On the other end, these Warriors are relentless. Luke Metcalf, Harris Tavita, and even Sheck out there on the wing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Warriors, this is the game where you have to win as the Warriors here against the depleted Panthers. I think Warriors win. I do go Panthers plus that 13.5. I think it's a lot of points. I think they get within more than that.
What, you think they're going to get?
Within 13.5.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
well, I've got New Zealand toughness to come on top. Panthers will be struggling, and I think New Zealand 13 plus.
Okay, there we go. Right on the cusp there on that line. Warriors to win for both of us in that one. I'll go Tuivasa Sheck for a try as well.
I'm on that.
You like
Let's
it?
do it.
Okay, there we go. Now the Dolphins and the Knights over in Perth as well. So the boys that played in Origin, it's been chilling for the last few days. Dolphins $1.26, the Knights $3.90. The line's 10.5. Firstly, mate, good to see for the NRL. Smart to have this game in Perth off the back of the Origin.
Is this game in Perth?
Yeah, builds the hype. Big Mal's there watching for the Bears. Like, it's just, I think it's just good.
Wow, I did not know that. I thought
There you
this
go.
was at the Dolphins.
No, it's
so
not.
All running down the Dolphins side here. Let me tell you this. Dolphins have been very clinical in their last 3 matches. In their last 3 games, they've scored 58, 56, and 44.
Yep.
The teams they're versing, under 10 points.
There you go.
And let's go to say Knights haven't been able to score over 10 points. But in saying that, we've got new members back for the Knights. Pong is at fullback. Sharp is in the halves. Bradman Best is back.
he
He's
returns.
the beast. Dom Young out one of the wings.
Yes.
So they are full beam in, full squad. The only thing I can't say is their forwards are as strong. I think you've got Croker, Frizzell, and Crossland in the forwards, and those ain't fronties.
On the Dolphins side, the rise of Isaiah Kantoa continues to be the captain this weekend. Riggs, lead out his side, number
Well,
7.
deserves it.
21-year-old, so it's good to see for him. He's carving up. Stats for you, the Knights have lost the last 11 away games, first teams on a winning streak. The Knights have covered the last 5 of 6 interstate games following a loss. You love this, mate. Herbie, 8 from 8 on the try scoring front. He keeps it moving for the people. And my man, a big fan of this guy, Jack Bostock, scored his last 3 as well.
There he is. He scored 4 Bostock.
Oh.
He was aiming for his 5th and just knocked it on with his head.
He did.
Look, there's so many try scorers for this Dolphins team and the way they have been playing. Nikarima's been scoring. They've all been coming off Katoa. You've got Hammer there.
Yep.
And Herbie. I love Herbie scoring. He scores
do
it
I.
every week.
Go on. What do you reckon?
Here I am. I'm going with the Dolphins. I think they're going to click. And as a roughie, I've got to go 13 plus. I haven't seen Knights, just because they did get those players back, they're still not playing footy yet.
Yeah, they've been struggling all year long. I'm going to join you. Dolphins get it done here. Herbie, let's keep it going for Herbie. Let's go 9 from 9. Back the man
Come
for
on,
a try.
Herbie, let's go.
And I'll go Bostock for a try as well. I reckon there's be plenty of points if it's a dry track.
Surprised you even told me Isaaco's scoring. It's every week.
Yeah, mix it up,
Leave
mate.
it.
Mix it up. There we go. The Dolphins too good in Perth for us on that one. Let's go now. The Rabbitohs $4.10. The Storm $1.24. The Lions 12.5. This is 4th v 14th, I believe.
Oh, wow. And here in my notes, I've got the Rabbits quite shite house.
Yes, that's accurate.
They haven't been playing that well, but they're not far behind.
No.
They've had 3 losses on the trot, and a tough one for Storm is going over there, and they always have a tough one against Rabbitohs. And a lot of them will be tied from Origin. You got Loirio, Grant, Munster, Stefano, and Coates. They've all just come from Origin. So will they be tied?
Yeah, a lot back. And for the Rabbitohs, just Latrell, is it?
Just Latrell. You've got Humphreys in the halves. There's someone else there. Dean Hawkins, maybe something like that.
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah.
But as far as Origin stars, it's only Latrell there.
Yeah, they're looking at that. And maybe Keon, he had his jaw or something like that. So he might be a late call-in. But yeah, they're pretty depleted. There's not much to say for them. They've got Latrell at fullback, Jack White, and then Johnston there.
Yep. South have lost their last 13 versus teams in the top 4. Melbourne have scored 21 to 30 points in their last 3 away games. They have been scoring quite a few points. Here's one for you. Ryan Papp scored in his last 7 meetings versus the Bunnies.
Beautiful. Right here. Pappy scores.
There we go. And your man, Johnston, scored in his last 4 as well.
Yeah. If they're going to score, it'll be Johnson scores off a Latrell ball, and Pappy does score here. I'm going with the Storm, and I actually think it's going to be a 1 to 12.
Okay. So that number's 12.5, so you probably take the Bunnies. Just.
Take the Bunnies just.
Okay, there we go. Storm to win for us. We'll go Rabbitohs plus the 12.5. I'll join you there. Ryan Papp to score, Johnston to score, and the Storm keep moving. And if you want to have a bit bit of a play there. Storm to score within that 21 to 30 points. There's always a betting
That's
line
solid.
for that one as well. So
Yeah, beauty.
I like that. Let's go now to Sunday afternoon at Suncorp Stadium. Hopefully the sun is shining. The Broncos $1.50, the Sharks $2.60, the Lions 4.5. As we saw yesterday, the 3 big re-signings for the Broncos. Reynolds back next year, Mozza till 27, and Stags till 28.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they've gone big,
Moser as well.
which is surprising. He hasn't played many.
Well, they've got Ben Hunt there.
Hasn't played much minutes
Straight
at
to
all.
Move Ben Hunt to hooker.
And Walters as well.
Yeah,
As a 9.
Walters, Pakes.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyway, let's see how the Broncos. They need a win here, don't they, Riggs?
Well, look, the undecided on form are the Broncos, and so are Sharks. They're both a bit of a hit and miss. Broncos are one of their last 5, which doesn't seem like it. Last game, they just got Reece Walsh back. Reynolds, Walsh, Mam. They look fire with Walsh back in the pack. One more week until we have Ben Hunt. I reckon Ben Hunt moves to hooker. Imagine that. Ben Hunt, Mam, Reynolds,
That's a
Walsh.
play.
That's on.
Yep.
On the other end, Sharks have had their same team, but they're just declining in form, aren't they?
Yeah, they're getting worse and worse. Here's one for you. The Broncos hate the sun, Regan. They've lost their last 6 day games. Don't like it.
Yeah, I'm with you. And at home, when you expect them to perform well, they've been losing those games. So
They have. Here we go. Stats for you. Broncos have failed to cover the last 10 of 11 following a win. Shibasaki scored in his last 4 or 5 home games on the Sharks side. Muatalo scored in his last 3 away games, as has Satoni Katoa. Last 3 away games, bags a try.
beauty. I like that. And look out for this matchup, Stags versus Talakai.
Yes.
I know last time for the Origin, whatever was going on, Stags schooled Talakai, and he's in his head mentally. So look out for Stags. Have a big one here against Talakai. For me, Karapani out the left wing scores. Reece Walsh is on. Hits Karapani. He's over.
He's over, you reckon? Okay, I'll get in first here. I'll go Bronx to win here. I think they need to win desperately. I think Walsh should be fired up for a big performance. He reckons, who knows? He might get a crack in that last Origin if he really puts it together.
That's it. He
Ponga's
could
not
do.
firing, so you never know. He needs to actually have an absolute field day. So Broncos to win for me. I reckon it'll be close. Broncos 1-12. I'll go Shibasaki for a try, and I'll go Muatalo for a try as well.
I love both picks there. I've got Broncos to get away here for the win, 1-12, and I've got Karapani at the left edge. But I do like Shibazaki. Last time I had him for first try scorer, nailed it.
He goes good, doesn't he? The centre.
Couple first try scorers, done it all year.
There you go, worth a sprinkle on that one as well. Let's go now to Sydney. The Roosters $1.44. The Cowboys $2.80. The Lions $7.50. Both sides that really need to find some form.
Exactly. Like sometimes the Roosters are on, and then last time they just beat the Knights.
It was
12-8,
wasn't that
which
just
they
an absolute
might
shit
not have
show?
even should have won.
Yeah.
So you're back in Roosters at home for sure. Cowboys have actually been woeful the last couple of weeks.
Lost by 54 points last week.
They were flying, and now they've just put the brakes on.
But the big dogs are back this
They
weekend.
are back. Purdue, Dearden, Drinkwater, their key indicators. Taulagi out the left.
Nanai.
Nanai's back in,
Yep.
I like that. No Tomalolo. On the other end, I do like the Roosters. They look good. I definitely like Mark Noah Kawazi on the right
Yeah,
wing.
that's not right.
Well, whatever his name is.
No, Wangan needs to Wasi.
There
Come
we
on,
go.
son.
Well, look, you're Fijian, so you can relate.
True.
I'm not Fiji. I'm an Aussie commentator. There we go. I like the Roosters. I think they're too good in Sydney. Minus 5.5.
But here's a stat, though, for you. They've lost their last 7 of 8 following a win. They struggle to go back-to-back on the trot. The underdog has covered Sydney's last 5 as well, which is concerning. If you like plenty of points, Sydney's last 5 home games have gone over the total. It is at 48.5 currently. Your man, what's his name? Mark?
Nagawidza Wazarski.
Yes, that's the one. Nawanga Nitawasi has scored the first try in his last 3 of 5 in Sydney. So look for him. And Tuolangi has scored in his last 4 away games as
Yeah,
well.
I think Taulagi scores. Mark Nawazi.
Yeah.
They score on each other. And we're up for a good game here.
Yep. Who wins it?
I've gone Sydney too good at home and minus 5.5.
Yeah, there we go. I reckon I'm the same. Roosters win, Cowboys cover. Cowboys really rally and try something here. I'll take them plus the 7.5. Roosters 1-12, but they just fall short again. Marky Mark for a try. Tuolangi for a try.
That's clean.
Let's go.
There's plenty of good options there too. Purdue, Drinkwater, they're try scorers.
Absolutely. And I'll take the over as well. I reckon a bit of a shootout. If the weather's good, plenty of points.
Let's do it.
There we go. And this one, mate, the game of the round. Get excited for this one. Absolute stinker. 6 p.m. on Sunday night. Everyone's watching that. The Eels $2.30. The Titans $1.64. The Lions 3.5. There'll be 14 people here watching this.
That's it. What do you do with this? Both teams scraping the bottom. You cannot support them confidently. I can't support the Eels. I can't support the Titans. You're just a mixed lolly bag. Tryhards. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, not good. Para have lost their last 6 on a 10-day turnaround. Philip Samia, though, scored in his last 4 at Combank Stadium. And Lomax, we do expect him to back up, has scored in his last 3 versus the Titans.
Beautiful. Big one here, though. There's no halves for Eels. You've got no Moses, no Dylan Brown. You've got Hawkins and Papali, something like that.
Okay.
They're in the halves there. I think they're really going to struggle there. On the other end, you've got Jaden Campbell. He's an absolute freak for the Titans at the moment. And what I do like is Jojo Fafita covering for Brian Kelly as he's suspended, I think.
I believe so.
So that's more meat pies for Alofi Khan-Pereira out there.
Okay, there we go. Who wins?
Tight affair for me. Either way, 1 to 12, but I'm going to go with the Titans question marks.
Yep, I'm going to join you, and that will make us all aligned for round 16, which scares me a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to go Titans to win. I reckon they're finding some sort of momentum after last week. Yep. Titans win. Philip Sami scores. Khan-Pereira scores. They keep it moving.
This has got to be one of the first weeks where back-to-back.
Let's see how we go.
I've got to play on that.
Yep, there we go. So there's our picks. Let's go through it. Raiders, Warriors, Dolphins, Storm, Broncos, Roosters, and the Titans to finish things off.
That's both of us picked on that. We're going to have a 7 out of 7 week for us.
Field day. Speaking of, what's your best bet?
Best bet for me, Raiders too strong for Tigers, Warriors to beat the Panthers, Dolphins over the Knights. You know, that's already close to a $3 odds.
Okay. Keep it simple this week.
Simple. Look, I've been a bit hurt by the refereeing lately. You know, it's not just team versus team now. It's team versus referee. They shouldn't have this much pull in a game. So on the betting front, I've got to pull it back.
Right, I see. So what I've got for you here, mate, hear me out. So I've got what do we got? 7 games across the weekend. I'm going to give you a multi across split in half for day 1 and day 2.
I like it.
So if we go for the first sort of slot, Warriors Panthers, 2 of us are Sheck scores.
Ooh.
Dolphins Knights, Bostock scores.
Oh.
Rabbitohs Storm, Ryan Papp scores.
Oh.
Okay, so if I was you, I'd just split that and just keep it simple.
That's $18 in the trap.
And then we go, this is my Sunday try scoring legs. Let's go. Shibasaki scores. Mark Nawangisa scores. And then finishing things off, Philip Sami crosses the chalk. Yeah, so they're my try scorers for the weekend. Let's see how you go there.
That's proper fire. And look, do you know what's so funny is I've split mine up into 2 different weeks as well. As you can see, you've seen it.
I've seen it. I'm looking at it right there.
We're splitting the cheeks. We're going down the middle.
Oh, it's down the middle, eh?
We're hitting holes and goals, baby.
That's why we're the best team in rugby league media, that's for sure. Alrighty, that's us done and dusted. Origins in the books, heading to a decider very soon. But in the meantime, round 16 on the way.
Thanks for tuning in. This is Media Vintage. That's Geordie. I'm the king.
Have a good weekend.
Yes, sir.